We don't need an intro.
Don't.
My Weekly Meltdown, y'all. Welcome to our live coverage of Yellowjackets, Season 2, Episode 3. Rory, look at my cup. Look at my cup. What does it say?
Oh.
Assistant to the assistant. What does it say?
Assistant to the regional manager.
Because we joke about Coach Ben. So I'm like,
Yep.
yeah. So
Acting interim, one leg Coach Ben.
Dude, I have a hair on my tongue. Ugh. Okay. So there we go. See, it's already started. We just had a conversation about Allison needs to get her her CADD under control. Well, it ain't happening. Guys, welcome to my Weekly Meltdown, your weekly disaster. We are the Equate brand of podcasting. Thank you for joining us. Yellowjackets. Digestive. Digestive? Digestive? Fifth?
Ooh, well, does it go down easy is the question.
Well, honey, get some Moscato in me anyway. Okay, so back in my drinking days. Anyway, so the name of this episode is Digestive. Feel free to tear me apart in the comments. I live for it. I love it. And I do not pronounce anything right because I'm very Southern. The word digestive is plural, is French for digestive, and derived from the Latin digestivus. In Italian, it is digestivo, and the masculine is digestiva. Oh, wait, masculine is digestivo. Whatever. Female is digestiva. It's irrelevant. Anyway, let's get to the meaning. A digestive is both what you drink and when you drink it. Traditionally, I sound like my grandson. Traditionally, a digestive is considered any alcoholic beverage that you would enjoy after a large dinner, and a variety of beverages fall into this category. They're often categorized by a high alcohol content and deep, sometimes rich flavor profile. For liquors, digestives also encompass... I'm bored already. Digestives are not necessarily dessert drinks. You can enjoy them during, after, instead of dessert. But a digestive tends to be far less sweet and higher in alcohol than the typical dessert causes. Desert or dessert? It depends on if you can spell and read. Cocktail. It's also rare to find a digestive cream. Anyway, you get the gist. It's dessert. Are we calling snacky dessert?
I think the point is this is gospel. No, I'm kidding. I just literally just started stuttering and I'm like, let me just start saying some song lyrics. Now, the point is, I guess this is supposed to be because they had the main course at the end of the last episode, so this is what comes after the main course: dessert, obviously.
What's the dessert though? It could have been the broth that Misty stepped up. Dude, leftovers. It's like it's like Thanksgiving.
Here's where I draw the problem with broth in this context. I'm not gonna lie, this episode I rewatched 3 times because I kept getting cut off halfway through. So I've seen this episode 3 times. What is she suggesting for the broth? I'm sorry, but like my logic is they don't have anything else to use besides Snacky. So you're telling me they wanted a bone broth from Snacky.
They're going to make a snacky bone broth because, bitch, that's all that's left. Am I right? You already know.
I was just saying, I don't like eating the person's fine, making bone broth. That's where we're drawing the line.
I have so much to cover with this. It's going to go down. Okay, it's going down. Let's get through the nothingness, the beginning throwaway crap at the beginning of the playlist. Allison's Yellowjackets playlist. There was a couple of good stuff. The one that I really stuck out to me was Veruca Salt's Seether. Can't find the sea. I can't finish it because it's copywritten. Not me. I'd sit here and sing for y'all like I'm Christina Clarkson Aguilera Spears. Well, wait a minute. I can't be Spears. She doesn't sing. But you get with the gist. Carrie. We'll call it Carrie. I'm Christina Clarkson Aguilera. Right?
Underwood.
Oh, yeah. I'm Kelly Underwood Clarkson Aguilera.
As opposed to Jackie's now Overwood.
Ooh. Listen, Dude, it's on tonight. I've got some really bad grandma jokes. You don't even know what you're in for. So I made up a mock playlist.
Yes.
Did you make up a playlist?
I didn't. I just
You
grabbed.
made up an interrogation list.
Oh yeah. We
Dude.
get into the nitty gritty.
We're getting into that. I can't wait. Dude, I've got screenshots. I
Let's
got
go.
overlays. Okay, let's get to just songs about the law and FBI. Just some little throwaway songs. They're just funny to me. Songs about law/FBI. Hall & Oates, Private Eyes. Jackson Brown, Lawyers in Love. Metallica, and Justice for All. Judas Priest, Breaking the Law. AC/DC, Jailbreak. And because I'm from Memphis, Jailhouse Rock, Elvis. And honorable mention, Bob Dylan's Hurricane, which is a true story of Reuben Hurricane Carter's conviction of murder charges that he was later acquitted of. Man spent decades in prison and later was found out to be, I think he was found innocent or he got out and like, I don't know. But there's a movie about it. It's got Denzel in it. Go watch it. You tell me. So from here we go to quote of the week. Are you ready for quote of the week?
I'm ready for quote.
What do you think quote of the week is?
Oh my god, I'm not gonna lie because I also like was just going through some of them. Like I feel like there's some good contenders, especially when you pull them out randomly. So I've got a couple. Like I've got like a couple like actually like serious ones, and then I've got obviously the ones that matter, the joke ones.
Go ahead.
I think I know what yours is gonna be though. Forgive me, I have IBS.
You know, it was close. It was that one. It was between, excuse me, I have IBS because, you know, my favorite topic of conversation is poop.
Come on.
Excuse me, I have IBS, but no, drum roll. I could have gone strawberry.
I literally wrote it down. It was the strawberry. I love the waitress. It was the strawberry. She's like, I'm going to go back to the...
Do you know how many times I've done that with just regular people? I've been at big family get-togethers where I've walked into and I've just walked right the hell out. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But yes, what was do you have a quote of the week?
Oh, I've got a few. Like I said, I think I told you
Go
some
for
joke
it.
ones that I might just throw them in there as we're talking because you know,
okay.
Because but I the one like serious one that I kind of like spoke to me was from Crystal, who I definitely didn't have to Google the name of because I'm good with remembering names. But from Crystal this episode, then you like basically talking about acting, but like when you found the biggest truth of all is that we're all made of lies. I'm like, that's too real for me.
Deep. Can we have a Crystal episode? Like, can we have just, it doesn't even have to be a full episode of Crystal. I just want a backstory. I want to see her family. I want to know everything. I just spit everywhere. I want to know everything. That's how excited I'm salivating. I need to know about the eating of the twin in utero. I need to know all about it. Hello, Jeff Wallace in the chat. Jailbreak was fake and high. Yes. Hey, Jeff, I need you to send me your contact information. I need you to email me. Email thememphisdarling@gmail.com. I'm going to put it down here because I don't know if I try to get, let's see. Anyway, yeah. Who doesn't want to hear Allison type? Let me make sure it's spelled right because damn. Okay. Well, there's so many. I have like different things I'm like you. I'm going to throw in here and there. What year are we starting with? It's your week to pick.
Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to remember what we did last week.
Last week we did 2021. Yeah, we did 2021 first.
I'm kind of down for the pattern of of bouncing it back and forth. So wherever we start one week, we end the next. So I think we need to start in the past this time.
Oh, we're starting in the past. We're going there. Good old 1996. I assume it's still 1996. I mean, it's been 6. I don't know. I'm assuming it's still 1996. Coach Ben. Coach, been interim to assistant to the original manager, coach in theory, drifts in and out of past and present, all the while looking very gaunt and dead. At one point, I actually thought he was dead. Flashbacks of him and Paul and semi happier times. He plays around with the what if game. I think we've all done that when we're in a terrible situation, something we're in dire straits. I think we all kind of play, well, what if I had just gone right instead of left? Or wait, right instead of left. I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? So he's very, what if I hadn't gotten on the plane? What if I had taken that chance with Paul and just went to the city and didn't worry about any of this? You know, my life would be so different and I wouldn't be sitting here, you know, because right now he's so disconnected from the group that one could say that, you know, he doesn't have a leg to stand on anymore when it comes to the girls. Mm-hmm. Boom. It's on the ground. Let me pick it back up. Yes, I'm the only person left that does mic drops. Did you get it?
Oh, I did.
I've been stewing on that all day. I'd be like, oh my God, it's going to go down.
I think it was kind of interesting how they kind of showed that though, of like using the tracking, like the VHS tracking to like be like, what if I had just rewound the tape and not gotten on this plane and actually followed my heart instead of, you know, what I thought I needed to do, you know, that whole shebang.
I think we've all done that though. You know, what if I'd kissed the person I really liked instead of settling for this other person in high school? Or what if I had done this or that? I think we all have that moment like, what if I hadn't accepted this job? I could be working at another job. Or why did I ever leave it? You know, like it's a whole bunch of stuff. I have an odd theory. This is something I'm going to throw randomly out because, you know, I'm in all these Yellowjacket groups.
Yeah.
And this theory snowballed, came out of nowhere. It died quicker than when I thought Coach Ben was dead. I mean, it's just, here's the odd theory for this one. Paul is the dead man in the cabin. I say, nope. How the furry friends is Paul the guy, the dead guy? Like he's up, he's in the, he flew the floor. No. I can't even articulate how that could even be possible. At first I was on, but I was like, oh, yeah. And then I was like, no, that's not right. Right? No.
The only way that could have happened is if that plane ride lasted an additional 19 months.
Dude, they would have had to go back in time or something because Paul would have had to go look for them in the wilderness, find the cabin, they're all gone, and then decide, I'm going to shoot myself in the rocking chair upstairs. And then 58 years go by and, you know, we've time traveled. It makes no sense. There's no way.
No, not at all.
None. So from there we go to Ty. Okay. I'm going to be as nice about this as I possibly can. Ty freaks out when she sees Snacky. I just want everyone to get used to it. I'm going to beat this like the dead horse it is. The dead corpse it is. Damn it, I heard Snacky, and I have been saying Snacky when it comes to anything. I looked at my husband the other day, and I go, oh, I'm hungry. I need a Snacky. He's like, is it over? It's done. I'm one day into this and I'm over it. Okay, fine, but I still want a Snacky. So, but no, I think that Thaisa freaks out over seeing Snacky's corpse after the feast and how it's been picked apart. She's confused. Apparently it was the evil one that did it. Van, I don't know how she's still in this relationship at this point, is yelling at her. What are you talking about? You were there right next to me. And then goes, you ate her face. I mean, just, you're right there next to me. You're right there next to me. And you ate her face. So it's.
I just love the idea. I love the idea for Ty is like, well, technically, I didn't eat her, so I'm still better than all of you.
Listen, I'm on to her. I'm so onto this bitch. It's not even funny anymore. And I love Thaisa. I've gone to calling Thaisa Ty in 96 and Thaisa in 2021 because they do refer to her more as Thaisa in the future. So okay, she's freaking out. Nat is there watching this shit go down, but Nat is kind of like, look, we got to get rid of these remains. Mr. Q over here wants to make a bone broth. It ain't happening. This is shit's going down. It's bad. She says, I'll take her remains or whatever to the plane with the what a eulogy.
Oh,
this is Jackie.
Touching.
Snacky. What's her last name?
Snacky Overwood.
Snacky Overwood. Jackie Snacky Overwood. We're going to hear her remains or whatever. The end. And that's it. She literally takes her remains or whatever to the plane by herself because fuck everybody else. Fuck all y'all. I'm going to the plane, which is dumb. You're taking a corpse that still has freaking some meat on it through the wilderness where animals can attack you. You're dumb. But then again, at this point, I probably want to get the F away from everybody too. Especially my boyfriend who's losing his goddamn mind. It's over. But it's just, and I love Coach Ben's comment. Interim acting assistant to the regional manager, Coach Ben, says, well, that's a good idea because then she'll look like she died with everyone else. No, I'm going to argue. I think that Travis's father and everyone else still has their fucking faces. Excuse my French, but do they not?
Yeah, I think they might look a little different when they dig up the remains if they want to move on.
Yeah, it's not even remotely the same. Excuse my harsh F-bombs, but I'm just saying it's what are you gonna do? Put what's left of her in one of the seats and just say she burned up? No. This woman was, people that burn up on planes don't look like this. Right?
Yeah.
Of course, I don't look at corpses that die on planes, but I'm just saying there's just no way.
No, it's,
I don't know.
I mean,
yeah. I think I've touched on before about like how and part of the smear campaign against Thais in the future was like hinting at that she had to eat people in the woods. So the joke is like, if they're not talking about it, then what did they really do? If it's something worse than cannibalism, because it's already assumed that they had to eat each other.
Well,
so like, something. I mean, they just like, I guess like finding Jackie's remains would be that confirmation, but we haven't seen the rescue yet, so we don't know if that's even going to be a confirmation.
I think there's going to be a tiny bit of interrogation with these girls. Like, okay, so we found a couple of people that were still in their clothes and all intact, and then we've got a couple of questionable.
Yeah,
they're not even corpses; they're just bones.
Yeah.
That obviously died long after these people. So I think that'll be something I think that really will come into play. I'm thinking in season 3. But hey, Pit Girl, aka Mari, says, so no one wants breakfast? No one wants breakfast? Are we all full?
Yeah, I'm good.
We're moving the buckets inside now. Because there's a lot of, not all of us can fit in that makeshift outhouse.
Oh my God. I can't.
I mean, it's so bad. And here's the next odd theory. Odd theory number 2. Ty and Van broke up because Ty found out Van is the one who pooped in the pee bucket. Van is acting out because she has no other choice. She can't do anything else to punish Thaisa. So she's going to randomly shit in the bucket. I buy it. So what?
Yeah, bitch, like, that's canon now. That's canon now. Van shit in the bucket. I don't care.
Van shit in the bucket. She's tied to Thaisa every night. This is an effed up, messed up relationship. You can't get. She's been mauled by a wolf. They almost burned her ass to death. She's got like cuts on her. She bit her lip off. Obviously, she loves eating the face. We saw that when she got a little snack on Van's lip. So, yeah. Because I'm kind of. Because later on that night, Ty cuts loose and Van wakes up. It's like, oh, no. What are you doing? She's like, can I go with you? And she's like, yes.
Come.
And she tags along the creepy woods, following the guy with no, oh God, I can't even with this guy. Like we're back to following the man with no eyes. I'm not even going into it. We're not even going into it. I don't give a flying flip about the guy with no eyes. Screw it. I refuse to bring this MFer up anymore. But Van is following her like frantically, like she does every freaking night now. And Taya, so where you going to? How'd you know about this tree? How'd you know the symbols are? You just went right to it. And she's shaking her, and then she snaps out of it. Okay, I don't want to sit here and know everything that I know about split personality. I literally learned from M. Shyamalan's Split with James McAvoy. I've heard about it. I've read about it. I'm not going to speak like I know anything about it, but I can see where people really don't know what they're doing. But God dang it, Thaisa, I could we be using it as a give me a little bit of excuse right now just to do crazy shit.
I think so. I think it is an excuse to do the craziness, but I do think that there's a point to be made, though. Like, how come this man with no eyes is leading the other who didn't give us their name? Because apparently they have a name, they just refuse to give it. Remember? It's like, when she lets me, who is she? Ty. Then who are you? Keeps walking. Like,
apparently Nana saw it, and now Ty is seeing it. So what the frick?
I think I said last week, I think the best guess I genuinely have right now with the information we have is that it's some form of demonic attachment, but the fact that this thing somehow got them into the woods for this is absurd.
Yeah. Hey, look, I painted my nails. Did you see that?
I did not.
So Jeff in the chat, hello Jeff. Jeff is from Canada, and he's gonna join us on a future show. Again, that's why I gave my email address. He's got a lot of stuff. The coach is afraid. Let's just put it up here. That's why it's here. The coach is afraid he is next to be eaten, as he is the weakest with the. Is he the weakest link with his one link?
Oh,
Did I tell you I watched I haven't seen the updated version with Jane Lynch of The Weakest Link, and I actually watched it Saturday night. It was flipping hilarious. I haven't watched it 20 years since the English lady was on it. Anyway, here we go. And he says, I wondered at the feeding frenzy, did they eat leather from her jacket that should have melted and stuck to her skin too, or did all clothes burn off her before the snow fell? I'm thinking things burn from the outside in when it comes to things like that. Maybe like if I was laying like this, I would think that my clothes would just start. I mean, we learned from the grill fiasco, maybe you should have put her under the grill to keep everything intact. I don't know, but I don't think her clothes melted to her, Jeff. Yeah, he's laying with that bat. Here, listen, I think that it melted off, and plus anything that was because she was mummified, anything that was on her, you could see Shauna cut into and peel it back. So whatever it was, they didn't eat it, because you got to get to the meat. Yeah. You got to go in it. So from there, hey, let's do a creepy baby shower.
Woo.
Woo. For him. For him. Who's him? Rory, who's him?
The child. But this isn't the Mandalorian. Sorry, no Pedro Pascal. I think I don't know if this is Lottie's like actually being psychic or whatever, but like I think we can pretty much confirm that the child is going to be a boy from this, which is cool.
That's cool, but it's also ruined and destroyed everyone's theories that it's a wilderness baby girl named Molly.
That's true.
Are we all on Molly thinking that it's going to be a little girl named Molly?
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
So we're giving gifts here. Let's get into the gifts, man. The first gift is by Van. She made a PTP.
Honestly, brilliant.
I had to look this up. I'm like, what the fuck? I have a son and a grand. What is a PTP? So I have the definition.
Nice.
There is a definition for the PTP. I can't say it. Prevent the sprinkling wee-wee. That first whoosh of fresh air can trigger a little fountain from your newborn son to change his diapers without becoming wet yourself. Slap a bebe bean PPTP over his wee-wee.
What the fuck did you just say?
Dude, that's what came up in the Google search. I cut and pasted the first effing thing I saw. Maybe I should have read it first. I don't know.
That's incredible, and I love it.
Yeah, there's so much going on here. We've got the Crystal and Misty moments. Look, we all have that friend in school that you can say and do anything around.
Oh, yeah.
Mine is Carrie Out. I think I've mentioned her on the show a million times. We have been friends and known each other since we were like 13 years old, 12 and 13 years old, dude. When we get together at 46 years old, we are giggling about shit that happened in the 7th grade. And like, we can just look at each other. Like, we had to be separated, but we still communicated like telepathically with our eyes and shit from across the room. And like, even now we just giggle and it's so funny. I feel like Crystal is Misty's, but you know, that friend.
Oh yeah.
But Crystal, like I said, I want a backstory. I want info, intel. I want to know about Crystal. Tell me about Crystal. Tell me about Crystal. Oh, I'm Kelly Underwood Clarkson. I get Aguilera. Okay, ADD. So anyway, Crystal, who admits this is not her first time she's eaten a person. No one is shocked. I'm not shocked by this. Before I even knew the explanation, Rory, I was like, oh, I'm in. I'm invested, dude. I want to hear this. And I'm not even going to bat an eyelash at what this bitch is about to say. Oh, I ate my twin in utero. Hey, of course you did. On purpose.
I like to think I'm channeling her on stage.
Oh my God, and then that? I was like, this bitch is nuts.
I love her so much.
Remember the conversations we've had about acting and performing, and it's in the eyes? Yeah. This actress is a perfect example. If you go back and watch it, watch Crystal's mannerisms. There aren't any. She barely moves. She doesn't have to. She does it all with her face, her eyes. Her freaking ears were freaking me out. I mean, it's just everything. You couldn't even see them. So everything, her hair, everything, perfect. I'm going to look this girl up and see what else she's in. Well, she talks about eating her twin. And while all this is going on, she says that quote about acting, like I channel him and says, we all, you know, if I'm not any good, it doesn't matter. Because what did Crystal say about we're all a lie?
Then what my acting coach would say is you found the biggest truth of all, is that we're all made of lies.
So speaking of being made of lies, Crystal convinced Misty, you know what would be a killer idea? Do you know what you should do as a gift for Shauna at her super creepy baby shower? I think you should deliver the Sally Field dead daughter monologue from Still Magnolias. I just want to hit something so hard. I watched her come into this world and I'm going to watch her go out. La, 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 la.
I mean, like, again, I guess it's difference in personalities, but even as somebody who has been on a stage since I was 4,
yeah,
performing as a gift to me is the cringiest thing in the world.
Listen, I've done one of my, as crazy as it is, one of my favorite things to do in the world is monologues. Probably because I'm vain, because I know all eyes are on me when I'm doing that monologue, you know what I'm saying? But no, I nail monologues. It's my favorite thing on the planet to do. I don't have to wait for anyone's reaction. I don't have to worry about it. I'm bringing my A game and I'm working with this D- actor and it's killing me, but I'm going to kill it anyway. But I love monologues, and shockingly, Misty Quigley kills it and receives a thunderous applause, all while Travis, this guy, this is what my husband would have done. He's just like, dude, I got to get out of this. I'm stuck in a tampon box and I can't get out. Help me. That's where he is. So he goes in to check in with Coach Ben. And Coach Ben looks freaking dead. And I'm like, oh, here we go. He's dead. No, he's not. And he's like, dude, are you all right? And he's like, Okay, well,
No, he's just disassociating extremely hard, and he's imagining where he would be if he wasn't there. But yeah, in terms of everybody in that cabin, yes, he is the closest to death because he didn't enjoy the feast.
Well, he also is hallucinating that girls are asking him if he's hungry while foaming at the mouth.
In fact, this is something I wanted to touch on. How much of it, because that was kind of like the weird line of interpretation I couldn't figure out. How much of that is him actually just sitting there going like, God, where would I be if I wasn't here in the woods? Or how much of it is our friend the wilderness tormenting his mind with like, look, you're here now. You chose not to eat, so I'm going to punish you with visions of where you could be. Ooh, and then when you see the other people, they're going to look feral.
Dude, I don't even know if that really happened. Like, did he come in and that happened, or is he? I mean, like, I feel his death coming, and I don't want it to because I want to keep saying the interim acting assistant to the assistant regional manager coach.
Well, then he can be the former interim acting assistant.
The former. We just add former on top of it. Jeff asks, did you like Al Pacino's monologue in the club when he was high as F? Okay, which monologue? Which monologue are we talking? Which movie? Oh, and while we're figuring that out, okay, ADD, I don't give a shit. One of my favorite monologues is the one by Cher from Witches of Eastwick when she's just going off on that was one of my best monologues when she's telling him, you know, you're not even interesting enough to make me sick. You know, I mean, she just goes off like, I thought you hit rock bottom when you're just gross. You know, that's one of the best monologues ever. Is that one? Someone breaks that monologue. Scarface. Okay, Jeff, don't hate me. I've never seen Scarface. Have you ever seen Scarface, Rory? Don't make that face at me and then say fucking no. How dare you? You're supposed to have my back.
It's okay. I haven't either.
Why are you whispering?
I'm playing up for camera that I'm shocked that you haven't seen it, even though I fully haven't seen it either.
I need to watch it. I'm sorry. I will watch it, Jeff. I promise. We will watch it. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy shit going on. And then Lottie gives the baby an embroidered blanket with a symbol on it. God only knows why. It causes Shauna's nose to bleed and brings a plethora of dead crows to the wilderness. All of a sudden, I'm in Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Okay? But it's a gather. You know, she said, Liza, oh no, this is a blessing. We need to gather the blessing, but we can't eat them. Thank you.
This is a blessing.
You ate Snacky. You can't eat them birds? How do you know this? But I think they open the birds or something.
They rearrange the birds for their blessing.
I ain't touching no maggot-filled birds as a blessing and gathering shit. You do it, Lottie. You do it, Charlotte.
Oh, I love that we finally canonically have the first name, and or we just missed it all of season 1. But literally, I went back and I was like, "Wait, Charlotte? Who's Charlotte? Oh my God, Lottie!"
Yeah. And you know what? One thing Lottie says to Shauna that kind of got me is like, "You're gonna be a great mom, Shauna. You're gonna be such a good mom, and you're gonna have all of us here to help you. I don't know if I want this kind of daycare."
No, this
isn't
exactly the environment to raise him, you know?
How are you gonna baby-proof a nut house?
I have an idea. You can't. No.
How about we get the F out of here before that's even an option? That's what I'm banking on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, so that's really all I've got for 96, unless you want to add anything.
The only other thing I think we really need to touch on, I think, is when Natalie does remove the materials for the broth to the plane.
Yes.
And she has her nice, like, actual eulogy for Jackie that's not, like,
You're lucky.
Stuff. But, like, you're the lucky one. Way to make us jealous one last time. And I was like, aw, that's kind of sweet. Anyway.
You know what? I can't blame Natalie because I would be honest. I would rather be dead in the plane crash. I don't want to live like that. I'm not a nature person. I can't do it. I'm terrible. I mean, who knows? I could be a queen. I could be like Sandra Twine from Survivor.
Yeah.
I would kill it. Who knows? I'd shock everybody. But I'm just telling you, I just don't think I could do it. I don't want to do it. Lord, please let me die. If the apocalypse happens, let us all die. And I won't have to worry about anybody if I'm in heaven or hell watching y'all. I just don't want to worry. I hope everybody I love dies. That's it. That's all I got. I'm sorry, not sorry. I say what's that?
So
But yeah, did you see the moose?
The moose, yeah, that's the part to touch it, I guess, is because Lottie offers the blessing, and then the moose shows up when she doesn't take it. So here's the thing that I'm kind of gathering. The fact that the moose is there is very weird, because that's the first game that we have to assume that they've seen in a very long time, based on the fact that they have got nothing for food. But for 2, I don't interpret that as the wilderness lashing out at Nat. I interpret it as a moose just heard a loud noise come from plane. Let me scare the thing in the plane so it doesn't shoot me. But then it raises the question, where did the moose go?
I don't think it was really there.
Oh, we love a good hallucinogenic.
I'm devil's advocate. Somebody's hallucinating in every episode. We had Thaisa last week with Sammy. Now we've got Natalie, I think, hallucinating about the moose. I think she gives this beautiful monologue about, you're lucky. You're making us. I agree with you. And I totally forgot about it. I don't know. I didn't even write that down. I'm so sorry. Thank God you're here. Anyway. So, yeah. And I just don't think it's there. I think she's hallucinating. I think that this is going to be a big mistake, a big downfall when it comes to let's just take all the remains no, that's like providing shit for the crime scene. You're fine where you are. You look completely innocent. There's no foul play. There's nothing. The only questionable thing you've got at this point is Coach Ben's legs still hanging around. But other than that, there's nothing. Now you're putting the evidence in the crime scene. You're making it a crime scene. Yeah.
I think, okay, so as somebody who has spent a total of 3 days in my life camping, and has just seen a couple of nature survival shows, specifically, I think it's called Alone, the one where they're in, ironically, in a climate extremely similar to where they are for Yellowjackets, now that I'm thinking about it. They're on Vancouver Island in Canada. But anyway, point being, all of the survivalists know, because they only put experts out there for Alone. Like, that's the point, is like they know what they're doing. You keep your food separate from where you live because it's going to attract predators. So that I kind of agreed with Natalie. I'm like, yeah, we shouldn't leave Snacky's corpse here because we already have confirmation that there's wolves out here, and we don't need the wolves on our front door. We've already had a bear.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of okay with it.
Well, Lottie, though. Lottie will take care of the bear.
I don't have any idea how that happens.
So if she can take out a bear, Rory, I think she could take out a wolf, a moose, whatever the hell comes a knocking, a squirrel, a beaver, an angry beaver.
What about an angry bird?
Well, we got a bunch of those, didn't we?
Yeah, we got an app.
Got a nap of birds.
You got an app, like on your phone. You can put them in the slingshot.
Oh, I thought you were saying that a bunch of birds was called a nap of birds.
I was going for the double entendre. It's all good.
Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. Well, I mean, I think this week, 2021, was a little bit more interesting to an extent with Shauna and Misty. Not so much with Nat and Lottie and Thaisa, but who do we want to start with? Do we want to start with Shauna or do we want to start with Misty?
Let's start with Misty because I think Misty is a little bit less time, and plus, I love to get to Miss Quigley as quickly as possible.
Oh yeah, and I've got screenshots for interrogation methods.
Let's go.
Okay, so now, guys, we are entering into 2021, which is their future and our past.
crazy.
That's the It's the truth. I didn't make this up.
No, exactly.
Misty interacts with a new friend. As Walter and Misty get to know one another, she simply refuses to believe that someone would seek out her company without strings. Her teenage fear of rejection is still fully intact. It's heartbreaking to see her balk every time Walter extends what seems to be a genuine offer of friendship. But to be fair, this is Yellowjackets, so he might just have an ulterior motive. Now, Misty and Walter engage in a comedic back and forth as they interrogate Randy about any goings on at the Motel No-Tell run by Larry the night that Natalie disappeared. Because Natalie knows Randy, she can't be seen. Instead, she hides away in the bathroom and feeds Savage and encourages abuse to the willing, if occasionally reluctant, Walter. They extract some useful information from one fearsome bully. He reports a purple-clad group of people hanging out around that time and that they bought all the Fanta. How dare they, from the vending machine. But the scene also reminds us that Randy's harboring Jeff's blackmail. Jeff knows a little bit more than he's really like. He's been slapped by Walter. Walter's got this contraption. He's talking about cutting things off. You know, he's just not giving up everything. And I got to give it to Randy.
Actually, I have to count it against Randy. And I'll explain why. It's because Randy, well, I mean, like, we already know for a fact that the only person who was involved in the plan with Jeff to blackmail the Yellowjackets was Randy.
Yeah.
And he immediately gives up. Ironically, it's not to an actual FBI agent, but like, so like he's safe because, you know, it's not the actual people who would be doing the investigating on that front. But he immediately gives up. It's like, is this about Jeff? And then like, it's because of the crusade that Misty's on to find Natalie that he doesn't get caught with the blackmail. So it's because all the questions were about Natalie. If any of those questions had been about Jeff or Shauna, Randy has spilled every single bean.
I just want to touch on, you know, she's encouraging violence, and to the point that Walter's like, hold on a second, I got IBS, and runs to the bathroom. And it's like, look, I'm gonna do what you're telling me, but if this goes south, I got an attorney with my will, okay, and with instructions.
If this goes south. That was so good.
Do you know how many times I've said similar shit to people like that? Look, I've got a lockbox. Just know that, with multiple keys. If anything happens to me, I maybe know a lawyer or somebody you don't know. I know somebody.
Oh, this whole sequence, this whole interaction for this episode is the best of this episode. You cannot change my mind. Everybody was gold. The actor who plays Randy, don't know his name. His eyes. Dude. I thought his eyes were about to fall out of his head. Dude, what the? I was like, yo, how your eyes go out that much, my guy?
Poor Randy. Poor Randy.
You okay, bro?
Dude. Now, what did he say when he hit him? Did he go, dude?
Dude, what the fuck?
Dude, what the fuck?
I love Randy so much.
Can we talk about, just briefly, something? I know we gave each other homework assignments. Did you do your homework on interrogation methods?
Let me see. I mean, like, I've got a very small amount just from personal experience because I have.
Oh my God! Hold on a second. You've been interrogated, Rory?
No, but I know people who have done the interrogating, and that's why I know about it to a certain extent.
You know, professionals. Can we have one? Why aren't they on the show? I need a law enforcement officer. And that's the funny thing is, now that you're saying it, I know law enforcement people too. Shit.
So I guess here's the long story short is back when I was born, because it's declassified, I'm allowed to talk about it now too.
Okay.
Back when I was born in DC. My mom worked for the CIA. So yes, there are quite literally, there is a bookshelf over there with certain books about how to tell when people are lying and stuff like that.
Where's
And
your
I
mom?
may or may
Where's your
not
mom?
have
I need your mom.
studied some of those. Oh, her intention when she went in is she wanted to go into like the polygraph stuff, but the way that it works is you jump all over the place, and she left to like raise me and my brother. So
Aw.
yeah, so like I've never been able to lie to her. Actually,
I was
just kidding.
about
I
to
cannot.
say,
That's why I'm
what
a good actor.
exactly did you get away with as a kid?
Not very much when I was younger, but as I got
Not
older, we
shit.
became a better and better actor.
I can see that.
No, but the reality is like everything is in the face, and it's like ironically the stuff obviously it's the stuff that you have no control over is what's going to give it away, like like fidgeting, like your facial reaction, like having no poker face in the first place does not help you. But I mean, like, even then, when you're getting actually interrogated, they've got the polygraphs. They know when your like heartbeat changes and everything like that. It is extremely hard to beat a polygraph, despite like how it looks on TV. Like,
Yeah.
everyone has tells, and the reality is there are people in the government and in law enforcement whose job is quite literally just to watch back a tape and know when someone's lying about something. So
Ask
like,
me a question. Ask me a question and see if you can tell if I'm lying or not.
oh God.
Okay.
Hold on.
On.
I'm going to embarrass myself, but here we go. I'm staring
Okay.
directly into the camera as you get ready. Here we go.
I'm looking at you instead of directing you.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Just breathing. What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm watching you. What do I do?
I don't know. What do you think you should do?
This is so weird. I can't do this. I can't be interrogated. I can't. Okay. Like,
Yes, you
why
can.
are we here? Why am I here? Why'd you bring me here, Rory? What am I doing here?
Well, here's the thing is like I'm just I'm just trying to make sure everything's okay on your end here, because you've been here for a minute, or we just got you here.
I'm not the one fidgeting with my necklace, so you tell me why I'm here. You're nervous. I'm not nervous. You're nervous.
You think I'm nervous?
I think you're very nervous.
What do you think I have to hide? Because clearly you do, because you're here.
I got nothing to hide.
Mm-hmm.
What
That pause says everything it needs to.
Okay, well, I was thinking about when I stole the Snickers from the grocery store when I was 5 years old, and that is the only thing you could possibly have me in here about.
I throw the book at you.
Okay, there was the time that I bought this little basket thing in Target, and I had my deodorant that I was buying, and I put the deodorant in the basket. And when I was in the self-checkout, I was doing everything, and I did the basket, and as I ran the basket over and put it in the bag, I was like, oh, the deodorant's in there. And I just kind of went, I'm not going to pay for it. And I totally I was like freaking rebel. And I walked so fast. My husband he didn't even know. He's like, what is the deal? You got a shit? Why are you walking so fast? I go home. What is the problem? And I told him what I did. He was like, you can't pay for some $4.99 secret. I got a secret. You're ridiculous. That's not a secret.
No, so just the long story short is because of some things that I have been taught and what I've read and what I know, my application obviously is not sitting in an interrogation room. Mine is just casual everyday conversation. So like to say in a game sense, I am perceptive to nothing, as in like what everybody else misses, and oblivious to all. Because I miss what's right in my face because I'm too worried working out the details. So yes, I clearly have done interrogating before and been interrogated. Clearly.
Well, your stuff is a lot better than mine. So let's just We're just gonna briefly look at my screenshots because screw me. Because I don't have anyone in the CIA. I know sheriff's deputies and shit, but I don't know that stuff. So
just layman's terms is it's from my understanding, it's a lot of it is the stuff you don't have control over, and ironically trying to control those things are what give you away.
So don't try to control it, just do it.
You believe your lie, live your lie.
I do that every day. Period. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, wait, I'm trying to find the regular. Okay, damn it. Okay, so I found this enhanced interrogation techniques approved by the Justice Department. Just really quick, you have 1, the attention grasp, 2, walling, 3, facial hold, 4, facial slap, 5, cramped confinement, 6, wall standing, 6, stress positions, 8, sleep deprivation, 9, insects placed in a confinement box, and waterboard. These are approved by the Justice Department in 2002 and rescinded by Obama administration in 2009. This is what we were doing, people. 20 years ago.
For 7 years, this was legal interrogation tactics.
Oh, baby, it gets worse. Are you ready?
Period. I'm ready. Let's go down.
Approved interrogation techniques from the Army Field Manual. 1, this is kind of light, like what you were direct approach,
right?
Incentive approach, emotional love approach, emotional hate approach, just emotional fear, up and down, ego approach, ego down approach, emotional futility. We know all,
that's what I was doing a little bit of like I already know what it is. So you might as well just say it.
Silent, false flag, separation is a big one, change of scenery, silent, rapid fire. All of it. This is stuff I see on Dateline. This is like what you were talking about. And if any of these show up, my friends, this is what you need to be thinking. Red flag, there's a problem. Actually, I did this for Van because I forgot that I had this in here, and every time I start talking about Thaisa and Van, I'm just going to start putting up the red flags. So, and then I have one more, and then I'm done.
Okay.
You ready?
I don't know if I am.
From the Senate torture report, not on approved list, detainees subjected to 1, rectal feeding, ice water baths, rough takedowns, repeated waterboarding, prolonged sleep deprivation leading to hallucinations, hanging stress positions, sexual abuse threats, and gun threats. I wanted to stop at rectal feeding.
We didn't need to go. We didn't even need
what
to
the
start.
Holy hell is that? I didn't Google it. You want to know why I didn't Google rectal feeding? Because I don't want that in my algorithm.
I don't need Facebook ads for that. Thank you.
I don't need Facebook and Instagram following up my Old Navy and Cap shit.
Oh my God.
With rectal feeding and enemas and shit. I don't need it.
Why?
I don't know, but all of this stuff could have been done to Randy. I'm really surprised that Misty, didn't say anything. Hold on, I'm texting my husband. He left, and I'm like, where the fuck are you going? Okay, bring me back a milkshake. Okay, anyway, or I'll give you some rectal feeding. Anyway, that's all that I've got for that.
Oh my God. Yeah, thank you.
Red flag. Woo!
Torture was the key word in the title for that list.
I also had a couple other things really quick. Do you want to see what Allison looked like in her senior pictures for 96?
Mm. Love it.
Oh, wait, it gets better. Look at that blonde hair. That's me. That's me this is what I would look like in Yellowjackets. Who do I look like? Who do I look like from Yellowjackets? Misty? Maybe
Photoshop on the glasses. Photoshop the glasses on.
Oh my God. It's like I could be Misty, or I could be who was the religious chick with the teddy bear?
Oh, Laura Lee.
I don't think Laura Lee so much.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of look like Jackie and Misty had a baby. I'm the wilderness baby.
You are the wilderness.
I'm the other wilderness baby that we don't talk about. Oh my God. So yeah, I just thought that was funny. I came across that today and I thought that was cute. And I thought that was like, because I keep thinking, oh, I want to show everybody what I look like back then because this was my time. So that's really all I've got for anything for Missy. I just want to say I'm crushing on Elijah Wood. I've never really noticed him because he's like 5 years younger than me. And he was always the little boy in those movies. He was a little boy with, you know, he was in the Lord of the Rings. I wasn't in the Lord of the Rings because I hated his wig. And I just really I couldn't get it. He's so adorable in this. He's fucking adorable. I dig it. You know?
Oh, I love it too. I just hate that Misty's gonna have to kill him at the end of the season. I'm
You
still
think
running
he's
with
gonna
that.
die? Oh man.
Oh,
really?
Misty's gonna kill him at the end of the
Should
season.
we wave
I'm
these to him?
I'm fully convinced. I think he's gonna dig too far into his own Adam Martin theories, and he's gonna dig his own grave.
Run.
Yeah. Use those international waters, my guy. Get out of there.
That's true. They did bring up the international waters. Like, I'm telling you, man, they know their stuff. So who do we want to go to? Do we want to go to Shauna? Let's go ahead and go to Shauna.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so we find Shauna. This whole thing, like they could, oh God, they could have left Nat and Lottie out and Tyus out this week. I mean, they seriously could and just focus on this. Shauna, we find Shauna in a diner with a deeply spiraling Jeff, mumbling things like strawberry lube. He blurts out as a waitress makes an immediate U-turn. It was a gag gift Shauna received that Jeff refused to engage in because it's for bisexuals and goths. It was that moment in Jeff's life that he realized he should have gone strawberry because if he had, he wouldn't be so boring and his wife would not have slept with an art student, which Shauna assures him, look, man, it's not you. It's me. I'm boring. And I think they both are experiencing the same thing. They just both have decided to go opposite freaking directions. He's just involved in work and blackmailing his wife, and she's screwing a very hot who is not Hobby, and he's not the wilderness baby. If I hear that one more time that he's a wilderness, I might look because that's sick. So people just will not drop that. You know it's sick if I'm saying it's sick. Just do that. So listen, as they leave. Jeff attempts to be spontaneous, only for it to fall apart quicker than you can say snacky. I'm beating that dead corpse. He believes he's run over. Like he's like, yes, let's go to Virginia. Let's churn butter. Let's do all this crazy shit because we do that here in the South. Churn butter. And we'll go to
we do.
Like, what is it they do? The war reenactments and all that. Oh,
yep.
Have you ever seen Vice Principals? With Danny McBride, they go on. He plays a vice principal, and they go on a field trip, and they go there, and they do anyway. That's a whole other show. But so he's being spontaneous, speeding, and this guy it looks like I went back and watched. The guy clearly steps out in front of him.
Oh
and
yeah.
He hits him. He gets out, and the guy pulls a gun on him. You know, give me the key. Where are the keys? They're in the van. Blah blah blah. And they're going back and forth. This guy and Jeff, and I'm waiting, dude. I am watching Jackie. Jackie has skinned people. She's killing rabbits. She's just dismembered Adam. She's not afraid. And I have to say, I kind of felt her in this moment. Like I found myself in situations that, I should have given my purse to the guy robbing me, but I didn't, and I got away, and nothing happened to me. Kind of situation. Like what are they going to fucking do? So you just kind of have to think about. You should always comply, but I'm just saying, whatever. So she's like, "Don't you get in that van?" She dumps him. Bumps him, takes the gun. She's like, don't you get that van? Don't you get in that van? And Jeff intervenes and takes the gun and blocks it. And she's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he takes off. He goes, what are you, Rambo?
I have the gun, Jeff.
I have the gun. I'm in control here. I have the gun. And it's like, he's like, are you Rambo? Do you know what? I would have looked at him and I would have said, you know what? No, I'm not Rambo, Jeff. I'm John fucking Wick.
I'm not Rambo, but I have churned butter.
I have churned butter. I will draw first blood. Dude, I just feel like I would much rather be compared to John Wick. I mean, I love Sly Stallone. I'm more of a John Wick.
I think it's an generational thing too, because like John Wick is basically our Rambo.
Well, this is my generation, and I don't prefer they compare people to Rambo. I never have. I just haven't. I've seen all the Rambos. Unfortunately, they get pretty dirty and rapey. You know what I'm talking about. You've seen them, haven't you? Damn. I am never going to Vietnam.
Got you.
I am trying not to choke right now.
I'm so sorry. No, but I just think time for analysis with Rory of the psyche of people who have been traumatized. Trying to pivot of people who have been traumatized in the woods. Shauna very much wants to be in control of the situation. That's why, I mean, she's the one who's filleting the animals, and that's now turned into, I have the gun. I'm going to protect what's mine. This van may be a piece of shit, but it's mine.
That gun though, Rory, is from Party City, and I'm just loving every minute of that little Party City gun.
I've got 4 left in the chamber and saving them for special occasions.
Dude, I wish I had we have a big Nerf gun that we shoot our cats with when they fight, and it's soft Nerf things. It doesn't hurt them. But Finley and Oliver get into it, and they do draw. They go Rambo. Not the rapey part, but they go Rambo, and they go crazy. But I mean, it's just so like I'm just saying that like Shauna isn't going to take this lying down. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm cracking in the microphone. I apologize. If it's getting really bad, let me know. But she tracks her phone and takes a freaking minivan Uber. I just want to throw that out. And she probably requested that shit. And she's getting out, and the guy's like, are you sure you want to get out? Are you sure? She's like, yeah. And you can leave. I got this.
Yeah.
Goes in with the gun, demands her shit. She's shaking. The guy's like, what are you going to do? You're shaking. She's like, I'm not shaking. Wait, she should have been holding it like this because that's how John Wick holds it. And that's actually that's because no one can come grab it. Anyway, because I'm obsessed with John Wick and Keanu Reeves. But anyway, so she's holding the gun on him. And it's like, I'm shaking, not because I'm scared. It's because I know what I'm capable of, and I want to do this. I want to pull this fucking trigger. I want to kill you. I felt that. Did you feel that, Rory?
I felt concern, and I felt scared of how much of this is big talk to get this guy to back down and give me what we want, and how much of this is how Shauna really feels. Like I already have the sense that Shauna wants the control and the power, and she wants to get her stuff back, but like her stuff, but like fully threatening to skin this man. Don't know about that one, Chief, but like, you know, like in my mind, I'm like, okay, you think this guy is like, you know, seen a lot because he's a criminal, so he's seen a lot. So like, what is an extreme that he's not going to know that's going to get him off guard and get what I want? Is what I was hoping for. But we also know that everything Shauna said is realistically true.
Shauna does. Whoa, I'll turn my mic around. Shauna does not bullshit. And the thing about it is no one takes her seriously. Like, I know Nat does, I know Thaisa and all of it. They all do. But Kevin with a Y needs to take note. Okay, first of all, why is your name spelled that way? Because second of all, why are you in the gym with your hat turned back, with your baseball cap all backwards? I can't stand that in the gym. That's like up there with guys that go, when they squat and then let out a little toot. If you are going to squat and deadlift 800,000 pounds and you're going to let out a big growl, you better cash that check with the loudest fart I've ever heard in my life. Not a little.
No, not even that. You go all the way and fully shit yourself.
Yeah, just take a shit.
Take a shit in the spot rack. Coward.
Tyler works out and he does all that deadlifting shit, and he like we'll be in our group chat and he's like, I did this today and I did a 300-pound and he gets the same thing from me every time. But did you fart? He's like, I'm ignoring you. No, you're not. Listen, I've been on the treadmill at the gym and I'm starting out a little faster than I intended and let a stronger fart out than some of these guys. But anyway, Kevin shows up in the gym. Kevin with a Y shows up in the gym. He's working out. Jeff is like, after this whole thing, my wife's fucking Rambo, and I'm this and this and he goes over and he's like, you upset my wife, and this, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, dude, you do realize that your wife and this missing guy exchanged hundreds of text messages. He's like, oh yeah, because they were direct. I don't exchange hundreds of text messages. I mean, when you're dating someone, I'm pretty sure like I've not really dated in the time of texting constantly. I think I dated a guy 10 years ago for 2 months. I don't even know if I would call it dating. We hung out like 7 times. Nothing ever happened. And I was in a relationship with his phone. Okay. And it was boring and it was forced at one. And finally he broke up, dumped me. And I was like, good, bye. Never even kissed me, nothing. So it's like, I kind of learned from that experience. People do text more than they actually do communicate in this day and age, which is kind of sad because I really love to talk. Duh, can't you tell?
Yes.
I have a freaking show. Yes. See, Roy's like, yes. So, couple hundred text messages within 5 days or something, or a week or however long. Yeah. That's not talking about a fender bender. It's talking about a bender in an art studio.
This is a different kind of bender, and that bender.
Different kind of bending. But you know what? It's like we're just trying to find out what's going on. We're just trying to figure out, what's happening. Y'all, I got a new shampoo and my hair is like today. And I just can't stop shaking my head. It's not flat for a freaking change. I'm like, oh, I kind of look like Reese Witherspoon with short hair. Don't I?
Yes.
I love it. Anyway, so that's really they killed it. This was a great. What you got? Anything else on them? We didn't really see Callie that much except when she got her bear back.
No, I was gonna say Callie was basically not in this episode. I thought it was a callback to season 1 when they got the tracker for the money bag. I thought that's what it was. I thought that's what she was tracking, but that's what I thought she tracked back there. But who knows? Point is, she had some sort of tracker.
Is it the same tracker that was in the bag?
And the bag's still in the van. Yes.
Yes. Hold on. I need to unplug this and plug this back in. Hold on a second.
All good.
Sorry.
But yeah, I think just on a whole of this was just more of an episode for what Shauna's motivation is, and Jeff saying more than he should because Kevin with a Y doesn't want to go full press on Shauna for this whole Adam is missing. And Jeff did not do his wife any favors here. I don't think at all.
He was too aggressive, and I think he should have just left it alone. But I think if you really want to get down to the balls of it, Rory, Shauna's a man. She's like the man in the relationship, and Jeff is the woman. And look, I don't care. That's how it is sometimes in this day and age. But it's a little he's already feeling emasculated by his daughter and his wife. His wife, not so much on purpose, but I mean, it's just these older guys, like in my age range, a lot of them, not all of them, but it is more traditional for things to be a certain way in a male-female relationship. Nowadays, it's not. And I'm all for equal opportunity, everybody doing stuff. My son is like, I'm going to be honest with you. My son is like the wife in the marriage, and my daughter-in-law is like the husband. If I need furniture moved, I ain't calling Spider-Man. I'm calling Mrs. Spider-Man. That's who I'm calling. I love my son to death. My son will direct, make you laugh, do whatever you want to do. But that kid ain't picking up a couch.
Yeah.
He can't pick up He can't put a toilet seat down. Apparently that's too heavy. You gonna pick up a couch? Anyway. And socks and underwear. Anyway. So yeah, but that's really all I've got.
Oh yeah. I think yeah, this is a quiet week for Shauna, which I don't think is a bad thing because Shauna's present, quote unquote, present slash 2021 Shauna it's going to be a slow burn this season, which I'm all for.
So, not much going on with Nat, Lottie, and who do you want to go with first? Because we're going to glaze right through them.
Let's go to the cult in the woods.
Colt in the woods, Nat / Lottie. Woohoo! My first line, I'm kind of bored. Period. That's what I have written down. I'm kind of bored. I'm a little bored. Yeah, Nat spies on a class and has a cocky run-in with Lisa. No pun intended. Get it? Cocky? She chops the head off a rooster? It's a cock. Woo! Whoa, let me drop that mic. There it goes. Let me pick it back up, people.
Pick that back up.
Tip your waitress. You can tip me in strawberry lube. Anyway.
Oh my God.
No, please don't. I'm just joking.
Yeah, please do not.
Yeah. So Nat and Lottie wrestle with their wilderness demons. First, Lottie shows Nat her bees. God, I'm bored already. Telling her that the very first thing the queen does is sting all the other queens to death. This seems like an outright threat, right? Then Lottie puts Nat on blast in front of the congregation, inviting Lisa to retaliate for the violence Nat inflicted upon her when she first arrived at the compound. Lisa decides to forgive because she's really a wilderness baby. But Nat's reaction is inscrutable. Later, Lottie struggles with her own psyche. When she sees her beehives covered in blood, it turns out that the blood is just a hallucination. Shocker. But Lottie seems rattled by it. Is this a true vision? Pretending I can't read this word I wrote. Pretending? I don't know what I've written. What's to come with the adult Yellowjackets? Or is it just a figment of Lottie's mentally ill mind? And like I said, there's also just Natalie being a little spider roaming around the compound. Bitch, she told you could leave. She told you could leave.
I know.
There's get out. I just want to point out, I'm disappointed with the way this is going with Natalie. I get we got to get to know Lottie. I understand. I'm there. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
This is a waste of Juliette Lewis. You're wasting her.
Yeah.
You're throwing away this character. It's
Switch
not
it
worth
around.
Misty to look for her at this point. I'm like, just fucking leave her.
Honestly, I would rather have seen the roles reversed, except I don't think Natalie as a character would have wanted to look for Misty. But I think it would have been much more interesting if Lottie kidnaps Misty and then Natalie's like, I gotta go find her. And then Walter shows up with Natalie, be like, I have to find the incomparable African Grey. You know, like what I mean?
I am living for a Walter, Natalie, Misty Quigley trio. I cannot wait for these three to interact with each other. I would have loved it if Misty shows up to the No-Tell Motel and Larry calls the authorities on her, but the purple people eaters swoop in and kidnap her before the cops get there.
Yeah.
And she's that would be such a maybe something like that. Are you listening, showrunners, for season 3?
I think, you're right. Like we have to. Unfortunately, we're wasting Natalie in the sense of, like, we have to introduce Lottie. But I think they are actually taking the direction that I was speculating of. The reason Natalie isn't leaving is because she's been to rehab 5 times, and unfortunately it's not working for her. So this is a different form of rehab. I guess
she's not
hypothetically.
You could say this is kind of Lottie could be doing good for her, and Natalie doesn't realize it. You're not drinking, you're not doing any coke or anything like that. You're at the compound, you're actually kind of paying attention. She's kind of detoxing without knowing she's doing it. And that is kind of the best kind, is when you can go without your addiction. or what you're addicted to for a certain amount of time, it kind of encourages you. Okay, I went 24 hours without a drink.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can go, 36, 48, 72, 120, woohoo, a week now. So I think that maybe inadvertently there is some kind of, I don't want to call it divine intervention. What do you call it?
Wilderness intervention.
I guess. Can we move on?
We can move on.
Let's move on to Thaisa.
Oh, wait, one last thing, because I did the translation for you.
Do it.
That's right. So long story short, for people, if your volume was very low during the episode and you missed it, during the hallucination that Lottie has of her beehive being filled with blood instead of honey, and all of her bees being dead, there is actually a whisper in French that you hear, which I do not know French, but rough translation from what I heard and just repeating what I heard into Google Translate roughly translates to needing to defend. And so the wilderness, long story short, is for whatever reason, I think, warning Lottie she has to defend something. But
her compound, her purple people eaters, dude. What do you think?
I think, yeah, that's what we talked about privately. I think my running theory is that Natalie said she was gonna take it down. So my guess is like the wilderness is like, you shouldn't have Natalie here. She's gonna ruin everything. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna throw it out there that there is a chance that Natalie could get killed, and the reason why I say that is because Juliette Lewis. I don't know if you saw the press junkets for season 1. She was less than thrilled to do any of them, and I don't know if she's just not a junket girl. But man, she was just, as soon as they were done talking in the group, she just immediately got up, and it was just kind of disturbing in a way. But look, it's Juliette Lewis. I live for it. Girl's a natural born killers. She's Mallory Knox. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. But anyway, she just didn't want to do any of it. And I don't know if it's because she wasn't happy with the show or anything, but you would ask her questions and she kind of like, maybe she wouldn't answer or she'd be rude. And, it is what it is. But I'm kind of wondering if they're like, look, come back for season 2 part-time, because she's putting in part-time. This is not full-time from season 1. So we'll get you in there. We're going to bring in Lottie. We're going to haul in the grown-up van at some point, which I'm thinking could be next week.
I'm hoping.
Or coming up, hoping, because I love me some Lauren Ambrose. Can't hardly wait. 6 feet under. Servant. The list is endless. So anyway, I'm throwing it out there. It could happen. They could say, look, just come in part-time. We'll get rid of your character. Just show up and work. But I don't know. I love Juliette Lewis. I actually added Natural Born Killers to my playlist on HBO Max. I'm going to freaking watch it. Naturally Born Bad. I love it. Okay, so we're going to move on to Thaisa.
Yes.
Thaisa. In the present day, adult Thaisa is starting to get up and close and personal with the entity that has intermittently possesses her body. The show is flirting with the edges of reality regarding realistic mental health issues that Thaisa could potentially be diagnosed with. Instead, it's starting to feel more and more like something sinister or otherworldly is happening to her. In the past, Van wakes up to evil Ty, yanking free and doing all that, asking if she can go. But, instead of, we've gone through all that. So it's this, they find the tree symbol. We've already covered that. I'm sorry. I wrote, I combined 2021 and 96 together. I apologize. I didn't realize I did. Usually I write them together and then I cut them up. So the symbol on the tree is the same symbol that decades later Thaisa draws on Simone's hand after their accident. Thaisa has no idea. Shocker. She has no idea what to do with herself in the wake of the crash. But her shadow, I think they're calling it the shadow. Her shadow self knows. In her hands to her face in a gesture that recalls the masks of the wilderness, which is the picture that I put. You know what I'm saying? I can't freaking do. What is it?
It was kind of like
I can't.
No.
It's like I'm not.
Ugh.
I can't. Anyways, let's just stop because we look like we're voguing. We're voguing badly. She raises her hand to her face and recalls the master in the wilderness. And then Thaisa flees the hospital, grabbing the keys to the campaign manager's van, who's still running her errands and dealing with stuff. Where's Steve? From context, possibly she could be on her way to see Van in a van. End episode.
Ideos mío.
Man, let's just say hashtag minivan. Hashtag Yellowjackets minivan.
Minivan. Hashtag van life.
Hashtag van life. Hashtag van life. Van, you better run, girl. She on her way. And she's bringing the shadow with her.
No.
She coming. I'm sorry. I don't have just one red flag. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I think that's really how many we've had from tie up to this point too. So I'm good with the number. We gotta keep adding them though.
Yeah, it's gonna get bigger.
I didn't realize. You know, it took you saying it for me to realize that she was basically recreating the Doom coming mask.
Yeah, I was gonna try to see if I can get it in the overlay.
Try and if you could move me out of the way. But yeah, it I thought it was more of a because the thing. Yep, there we go. Because the thought.
Okay, so you take your hand, you cover up your forehead, and then you take your pinky.
Okay, I got it now that I'm watching it.
Okay, we're gonna undo. Are you ready? You ready?
Yep.
Okay, so we got to do this.
It's this. Which I'm realizing that really is what it is. I thought it was almost in a weird way her shadow was trying to pull her eye out is how Ian was interpreting it, because she's following the man with no eyes. The other is following that's how I initially was interpreting it, until you literally just pointed out that it's the Doom coming mask. So yeah, it is the Doom coming mask. And I don't, again, because the other homework I tried to do was figure out what she was saying, because obviously there's no audio for the shadow in the reflection.
Yeah. And what did she say?
The only thing I could gather, because I'm not good at reading lips,
go to her.
At the end of it, it said ER, as in calling her something. I'm not good enough at reading lips.
I got go to her. That's what I interpreted. You got you. Yeah,
I got ER at the end. I thought she was calling her murderer or something. I couldn't make it out.
I slowed this shit down, Rory. I swear to God. Thaisa says, go to her. Now, Thaisa's beautiful, and it's hard to she's got those beautiful lips. It's hard to read her lips, because you're trying to figure out, but go to her. I'm telling you, man, that's what she said.
I believe it, because also, this
van life.
The van life, yes. We see it in the trailer for next week. Is we see Van, but also it's the same footage from the trailer, so I don't know if Van's actually showing up next episode.
Look, I'm van life. This is the van signal, and I'm van life.
The van signal. She's like
That's
Batman.
a van signal. There's many van signals.
There's 8.
I'm gonna do a bat signal with a freaking red flag in it. Watch me. I'm just going to use that for everything in my life. If somebody says, I have an idea about something, bat flag. Red bat flag.
No.
Well, guys, that wraps it up. I honestly watched this episode, so I missed next week. I didn't see the next week. Spoiler, leave if you don't want to know. What is happening next week? What happened in the coming up next week?
The coming up next week confused me so much.
Okay.
I was genuinely so confused by next week, because I think they're confirming. Well, one, I think Van is fine. Adult Van is showing up.
Okay.
And in the past, they're confirming the bunker theory.
What is the bunker theory?
that Javi during Doom Coming ran away into a bunker? Because you see a girl, like a Yellowjacket, climbing down into a bunker, and I don't remember.
No, I will not. Nope. I'm going to throw something. We're going the Lost route. I can't.
That's why I was
Do
like
it.
so confused because Mason, I swear to God, there was a bunker. Mason, there was a bunker.
No.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it either, sweetie. I'm really not. I'm not here for it at all.
Zoom in on mine. I need to figure that out. Let me tell you something. He is not in a bunker. He's not in an underground bunker. It doesn't exist. There's not another. I think I saw something about another plane. There's not another plane. It hasn't been. He hasn't been living in a plane. He hasn't been living in a bunker. He hasn't been doing anything. God dang it. Do you hear me? If freaking Javi shows up, he's been living in a bunker and he has long hair or whatever the hell is going on, I'm going to flip out. Maybe he's Pit.
Javi is Pit Girl.
Javi's Pit Girl. And they don't know it's Javi. And his clothes are ruined. And the only thing he fits in is this white nightie. And they're chasing him because they don't think he's real. We broke it. I just broke the code.
We did it.
Javi's Pit Girl.
We did it, Joe.
It's done. Stop watching. Stop watching the show. We just did it. Holy crap.
And this could be a flash. The only other thing I'm remembering from the teaser for next week is this could or this could be actively going on in our story. Lottie is speaking with a mental health specialist, basically saying the visions are coming back.
Shauna gives Javi the necklace like she gave him the pencil and the paper, and Allison and Rory just cracked the code. I'm telling you, that's what's gonna happen. Dude, I wish I had something, but I don't. Where's my whoopee cushion?
Oh my God.
Why can't I get this open? Anyway. So on that note, I hope you've all enjoyed our coverage. Episode 3, where we just cracked the code.
Oh my God.
Man, I got chills from that.
I got anger.
Because they said it looks like a girl. Well, his hair's probably gotten long, and there's a bunch of dark-haired girls. I don't think there's one blonde there, except for Misty. Right? Or no, there's 2.
Misty and then Natalie's dye job, which the roots are growing in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because I forgot. And then there's that rando that just popped up in the group. Wearing a baseball hat fucking backwards. Stop it.
I know what I need to wear next week.
Rory, you listen, I've seen you. You do it and you look cute. You can handle it. You look great. There's some people that have no freaking right to do it. You don't do it. Kevin with a Y did not look good in the gym with that hat on backwards. He's a hot guy. He's good looking. Not with the hat on backwards.
No, this isn't.
You can run around in a baseball hat on backwards and a Hawaiian shirt all day and you're going to kill it.
You know.
Not me.
Yeah, somebody needs to tell Kevin that Backstreet is not back. So,
yeah, I look like I'm trying to be street, and I'm not. If I'm wearing a hat backwards, it looks dumb.
Oh, I know.
I'm a little white girl from Memphis. I ain't doing it because I respect people too much. Hobby's Pit Girl. And they may know he's Pit Girl. They don't know. I'm telling you, God dang it, we just cracked it. We got to get out of here. This is too good. We're ruining it we've got, guys, next week, episode 4. I don't know the title. Because like I said, I didn't see anything.
Oh, I can.
Do you know the title for next week?
I'll grab it really quick. Because also, like, you brought up, the last thing I guess we can touch on with closing too is the actress who's playing Crystal is, I pulled up her IMDb.
Ooh.
Actually, this is, I guess if you want to call it, this is quote unquote her big break. Her only other appearance was a one-off on FBI in 2022. So this is her first debut on screen.
Wow.
Yeah. And then our
episode title
for episode 4, our title is, thank you, Google. I actually have 4 and 5, but no, we're only going about episode 4. Episode 4 is called Old Wounds.
Okay, this is going to be, I bet it's going to be a flashback heavy.
Oh, yeah. This is, I would be shocked.
Hobby's
you got to open them up. Got to open it up.
Because we never see we see the naked body hanging upside down, but we don't see the genitalia. or the boobies. We don't see nothing.
You just see the
Offie's
nightgown.
Pit Girl. Offie's Pit Girl.
I love it.
Okay, guys. Rory and I have cracked the code of Yellowjackets. We deserve an award or something. Please subscribe to My Weekly Meltdown on YouTube. You get notifications when we go live. Become a patron. We really start gearing up the patron shows in the summer, so I can't wait for that. Actually, Tyler, Beth and I will be back Wednesday for Survivor 44. But we're actually going to this summer interview somebody really, really close to us. And they get to ask questions. Beth and Tyler get to interview, and I'll be there. My interviewee is my son, my 26-year-old son. It has decided, yes, God, I'll make an appearance. Just shush. I'll bring in the ratings. Just calm down. We'll get you. You got 23 views on the last Yellowjackets. Maybe this will get you 30. It's catching on. Anyway, so come on, join it. Patreon.com, whatever. My Weekly Meltdown. Rory, I love you to the moon and back. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. We will be back maybe next Monday, maybe next Tuesday. I don't know. I had IBS yesterday. I'm not shy. It was bad.
Yeah.
I didn't think anybody wanted me to do the show for my commode.
No. This is the view. This is the lovely view.
This is the view. Oh, I got a new backdrop. You see my
Yes.
backdrop? This is supposed to be, this is a curtain that fades. This is supposed to be like a comedy stage. The rod that I got was too small. So it's all bunched up. But when it's like stretched out, we're getting a new one. But it's like really, it's supposed to be like a comedy stage, which is black with the red curtains. And I'm going to get it stretched out. And see, it's going to look so much better.
And I just
so enthusiastic. I'll tell you. Okay.
No, I'm sorry. That's not how it could come out of my mouth.
All right, guys. So that's it. We'll see you later. Godspeed. God bless. We love you all.
Yes.
Good night.